Fight fans, like back to Carl Cruz at MMA. Today, I got a guest that's been on here a couple of times. This time, she's getting ready, making her PFL debut. San Diego, June 27. Taking on Llara Joanne. She is the MMA Barbie. She's the Canadian. She's Miss Shannon Clark. Shannon, what's going on?
Oh, just settling in. Just flew in for the day. Just for the week, I mean.
Absolutely. Big opportunity for you. Every time I've talked to you, it feels like you're at a different promotion. The first time was Contender Series. Last time was LFA. Now you're in the PFL, one of the big promotions in the sport. How did this all come about? Why did the PFL make sense for you?
Well, I like with LFA, it was more, not that I've done it so many times, but at the same time, it's like I've already won the belt 3 times. How many, why? And we even talked to them, and obviously we're just they're even like who else do you want, right? Kind of deal. So it was just we need to go to the next level. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of people that were left to fight, I should say.
Absolutely. Your last time out in the LFA, you took out a really, really good fighter in Beatrice. Looking back at it now, what did you make of the performance?
See, and I think of I critique myself a lot. So I saw a lot of holes of the frustration. There's just so many things. So, I mean, there was a lot of improving I needed to do still. I'm sure after this fight, there'll always be, I'm never going to be the best. So, I learned a lot. It was an experience, one of the best experiences of my life, actually. But, yeah, there was a lot of things I had to work on.
No, obviously LFA, one of the best regional promotions, but now you're one of the big shows of the sport. Just being there, seeing everything, the media, is it pretty cool to be in this environment now?
Well, I actually go for all my media stuff after, so I'll let you know later. But in Brazil, we got a lot of media because B and I were the main event, and they treated us like royalty out there. I don't even know how to describe it. It was crazy. I was shocked every corner. It was like, what? Yeah, so I don't think, because I'm also on the prelims, right? Maybe it'd be different if I was on the main card. But I don't think it'll be anything like I had in Brazil, honestly. So I think it'll be, well, it's never easy because media stuff's always so hard for me because I'm not the kind of talker that everyone else is for fighting. But yeah, I don't think it'll be too crazy.
Absolutely. When you look at some of the flyweights in the PFL, I mean, there's obviously huge names in there with Dakota Decheva and Natalia Santos, Liz Carmouche, Jenna Bishop. Names go on and on. It's pretty exciting that you may be able to fight some of these girls relatively soon.
It's funny because I don't think I'll ever fight them. I don't I get shocked that yes, I know we're in the same league, but I just, in my head, I'll never be there. Right. So I don't honestly ever think I would be able to fight them. I don't see myself being good enough, or I don't know.
Well, I definitely think you're good enough. You've been doing this for a long time. In addition to this, you also have your own businesses in Canada. What's the sacrifices like? Training every single day, taking care of your family, working, battling all of this, juggling all of this. What's that like?
It sucks near the end of fight camp. Right now, the food sucks. This past weekend, my kids, and of course I will never say no to my kids. My kids, I should say I never say no to because of my fight camp gives no excuse for that. So if they have this past weekend, they had 3 birthday parties. Well, I have to go to all. I have to take them out to all. Just because I'm exhausted doesn't mean they don't get to do everything, because it's kind of selfish to fight. It truly is. The amount of hours I put into this, it's very, very, very selfish. The amount of help I need, what I ask for my teammates, my coach and his family, it's a very selfish thing to do. So I at least try and give back to everybody as much as I can. So like I said, my kids, they go to every sports thing, no matter what. I will do all my training based on them. And luckily I have a coach, and luckily I have teammates that will help out with that. My parents are amazing. My husband, I couldn't do it without all of the support, but it's a lot. My mental side, I wouldn't say I'm bitchier, but my husband and maybe my coach or my parents would say it a little differently as the fight weeks go on. And it's more because of just all the stress. Like, I'm a more relaxed and calm and person once all of my training and everything that I need to get done is done for the day. But sometimes that doesn't happen till like 9 o'clock at night. And then I train at 5 a.m. the next day. So it's like no recovery. Like it's just a lot different than the usual fighter, because the most people here, I think this is their career or job, right? And they don't all have kids. And I mean, dads are different than moms. And my kids are so young and so dependent on me still. That they don't have to. And like I said, I'm just someone that I understand that fighting is very selfish because it's not my job, because I work full time and stuff. So I try to give to everywhere. My friends want to go for supper. Sure, I'll suck it up and go to a restaurant, watch you guys all eat, and I get to eat salads or something stupid, like whatever, right? Like I will do it all, which makes it so much harder, I think, on the very close people of me that I will take it out on. That I'm just not as relaxed as that as the weeks go on. So I'm sure some people are very excited for next week to start, where I'm like, I don't have to train this much. Like we'll dial it back a couple hours a day. Like, yeah.
You know, it's really interesting when you compare your journey to other fighters' journeys. You know, a lot of other fighters, MMA, all their eggs are in that basket. There's no other choice. There's no plan B. It's just martial arts. You're in a different situation. Obviously, you have your own businesses. You have that set. For this is an opportunity that you love, that you're going to take, but you don't have to rely on it. Do you feel that makes you like the sport more?
Yes. Well, probably. That you're not forced to. But at the same time, it's like I get the days I think where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like my life is so busy as is. Like I said, it's just so selfish to do it. So I always get the guilt feeling. I think the other feelings where this was my job, like you said, I'd be all in, right? And it's not that I'm all in. Like when I'm all in, because even when I'm not in fight camp, I still am, because to me, why would you ever get out of shape? Why would you do if you can't make it to the next level and keep getting better if you take your fight camps off, like when you're not in fight camp and not train as much. So like I'm constantly always doing this. So I get like these emotions where like I will always love it, but at the same time, it's like I ask so much of everybody that it's so selfish that I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I can't give back, right? Like I can get the win, but like that's my win. To me, that's a win for everybody, but they don't see, like no one knows what my parents look like, or my husband or my training partners don't get any of the like what they deserve. So it's just like, or my friend, like no one gets to see their side. And it's just, yeah. And I always feel so bad for that. So I get that mental side of like, oh, should I be doing this still? Like, but then I'm like, but I want to be better. I want to improve in my holes, and like, I still want to be competitive. And yeah, so it's like this.
You know, when you look at martial arts, it's really grown the ball all over the place, especially in Canada. You know, there was one time 15, 20 years ago, you see a lot of the guys doing MMA in Canada, not so much more women. Now there's a lot of women doing mixed martial arts at very high levels in Canada. We're seeing the West Coast get a lot of the love. Obviously, Jamie Lynn Horth out there, Melissa Croden, Lupe Godinez, yourself. It's pretty cool to see how women's mixed martial arts has evolved and grown in Canada. Oh,
yeah. Definitely. I wish it would grow more in Lethbridge, like where I'm from, because I don't really have any female fighters. There's girls that do it, but they're just not at the level that, like I would need, kind of thing. Or it's more about like people just trying to get in shape, or you know what I mean? Like they watch it on TV, so they want to be a part of it, but they don't actually like train, right? So I wish it would grow a little bit more in Lethbridge. So anyone in Lethbridge, come on, let's go train together and get up there with fighting. But no, it's really cool to see. And I hope Canada keeps developing it, because even if it's not during my time, but 10 years from now or 15 years from now, it would be cool to still train. And then there'd be actual females to train or teach. Like I would love to give back. Like I'm always so jealous in Canada when there's hockey players, because hockey's so big where we are. Even football, like it's so big, where like in Lethbridge, just Lethbridge, MMA is not really big. Like it's not a big thing. So I'm always so jealous that if I played in the NHL, I could go to a hockey team and they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, you're at this level. Like, come practice with us." And I'd be like, "Heck yeah." Like, I wish I could give back, but there's just no one to give really back to. Like, I wish I could do that, to be like, I swear I know a little bit. Have me so I can teach you guys. I would love that. Like, not even for like as a job or anything. I would just love to give back. And like everyone's given so much to me. But like I said, it hasn't developed in Lethbridge yet, where there's much opportunity for me to just be like, "Hi, I've fought a few times. Can I please train you guys?" So, yeah.
You know, the life of a professional fighter, really a roller coaster. You know, you yourself, you've experienced the highest of highs the sport has to offer. You've experienced some lows as well. How have you grown and evolved as a person from competing in combat sports?
I will say since my knockout, I've developed a way better mental game. I've grown I have a voice for myself. My whole life it was a team, right? Like I played soccer my entire life. And you can't go on the soccer field and say, "Hey, this is our game plan," whether it's like we want to play the long balls or the ins and like go like this up the field and short passes and stuff. Well, you can't be the one player that's like, "Screw you, coach. I'm actually going to kick the long ball," but the rest of the team's looking for the short ball. Like, you can't do that stuff, right? You can't be like, "Hey, this player we need to mark." Nah, screw you. I'm marking this one. Like, you can't do that. So my whole life it was, you're a team. And you can't go against the coach. Whereas since that fight, because that fight, not an excuse. She won fair and square and stuff, but that was my worst mental state I've ever been going into that fight. Home life, coach life, like everything. It was not good. But I actually got to stand up for myself, where it was like, "Hey, I actually don't like doing this way. Can I do it this way?" And of course, my coach is like, "Well, yeah, dipshit. Like, talk to me. Like, tell me this." It's just my whole time I'm like, "Well, I don't want to be rude. And like, who am I to say anything?" And so I kind of grew up from there. And it was just like, "Oh, okay. So I can actually express myself. I can actually talk to you. And like, this is how I'm feeling. And this is okay." And like, I'm really bad at, I don't want to make up excuses. I don't want to do that stuff. So I always felt like, well, it works for that person. So why can't, like, I don't want to be saying no because I'm just making up an excuse. I don't want to be lazy, like all this stuff. So since the loss, we took a step back and all the pressure was off because I was undefeated, right? So, and everyone expected me to go out there and beat the shit out of this lady. And it was just, I could walk away, right? Like, I know I can always walk away, but like I could literally walk away because no one expects me to get back in the cage. No one expected me to bounce back. No one wanted that. And it was just like, oh, I can breathe. And then we could finally talk about things. And like my coach Joel and I, like we sat down and we were just like, okay, now what? And then I remember just being like, this is where I thought was wrong. And like, he's like, well, why didn't you say something? And it's like, cause I didn't want to. And now we're great. And we debrief like all the time and we talk about things and it's normal. I just wasn't there. So that was the biggest and best thing ever for me. Just the wrong timing. Don't get knocked out at that level, Shannon. Let's do that earlier. If you're going to take one of those, but the best because it changed my mental side and I grew as a person. Like I voiced myself and it's actually very important.
You know, following the Contender fight, was there any doubt if you were going to do this anymore?
I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I went back and forth because I feel like this is so selfish to keep going. But like even my husband, who was never wanted me to fight. Like we met when I was in my very first amateur fight camp. That was when we met. And I told him I'm only doing one fight. And he was like, okay, I can put up with it for this. And then it was like, we negotiated the second. And like each one, I had to keep negotiating. And eventually we got married and he had to just support this, which I will never forget. He put in his vows that he will always be there when I fight. But it was more just like, do I want to? Like my husband's the one that was pushing me more to be like, get the heck back in that cage. You're going to regret this down the line. And then we had some serious talks and I was just like, but like, I could be done. Like, it was just so different. And he even said, he's like, okay, in 10 years from now, will you be happy and satisfied that you made it to that level, even though you lost? would you be satisfied? And I'm like, well, no, because that wasn't me. That wasn't me as a fighter. And a lot of people could see that. That was me. I mean, if you know me, that is me frustrated. That was me mentally weak. That was me terrible. If she beat the best version of me, I probably would consider it different. But because she didn't, it was more just like, well, that's not how I should end my career because of that fight. So then it was like, no, I want to get back in there for me. And so like when I fought against Shay, outside of my team and my immediate family, not one person knew. My best friends didn't know. Oh, maybe like two did, but like my best friends didn't know. My soccer girl, like none of them knew. And it was just, they all found out after and they're all like pissed off at me. But it was like, I needed it for me. This wasn't, I just needed to prove to myself mentally that it's not about this. And there was so much on the media and so much on posting and everything that's not who I am as a person. So it was just so, I just wanted to just be like, no, this is my fight. Going forward, I had a lot of apologies I had to do afterwards. And then going forward now, I will always tell everyone, but it's just like, if you don't want to watch, that's okay too. We're okay if we don't watch Shannon. We don't need to watch Shannon fight.
What do you want your kids to take away from this crazy journey you've been on?
That's one of the reasons I kept fighting, was because I want them one day when they find out I fight, because they don't know I do. So when they find out I fight, I hope that they are realize that like there's going to be some really hard times in life, but you got to push through it. You got to keep going, and you don't get to quit. You don't get to walk away. You got to just keep showing up and keep working hard at something. If you want something bad enough, go get it. No excuses. Like I said, I'm a very big on, I hate making up excuses. You got to own it. And I just hope that they do that in life, whether it's sports or anything. I just really want them, and I want them to look at me and be like, well, if my mom could do all this, like my poor daughter, she's going to be like, my mom did this and this and this and this one day. And I'm going like, yeah, girl, you have no excuse. Get your ass doing that shit. But she's going to like, I just want her to also realize like, it's okay to be a mom, and it's okay to be an athlete, and it's okay to be, just everything.
So you're getting ready, taking on Llara Joanne here on June 27th. Overall, what do you think of her as an opponent?
Oh, she's very experienced. Like she has more wins than I have fights, and she's more losses than I have fights. So no matter how much you train your ass off for this fight, I'll never be able to catch her experience. Like that's the biggest thing. So will I be able to keep up to that? I don't know. Hopefully, fingers are crossed, but like, I don't know. That was the biggest thing. Like, and then she's a swinger. Like she likes to hit people, right? Well, I'm 0 for 1 on those freaking opponents. So have I improved? I don't know. It's a good test. We'll see. Maybe I could be 1 for 1. I don't know, or I'm 0 for 2 and maybe I should just never fight a swinger again. I don't know, but yeah, so it'll be interesting. Well, I'm excited to see if I've grown as a fighter. That's what I'm really excited to see afterwards. Hopefully I don't chase. Hopefully I learned that lesson, and we'll see.
Throughout your time on the regional scene, you've had some very tough opponents. You've shown your grappling, your wrestling is at a level that very few women have it. Has that always come natural for you?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years, I think, this sport. Like I didn't have wrestling before that or anything. I'd say it's my boys that make me tough because they're so much bigger than me. I don't train with anyone my size. I don't, right? Like, I think my one boy is like, I think he says like 180 is the smallest guy I train with. That goes all the way up to like well in the 200s, like easily big boys, right? So, I think they just make me tough so that when I'm fighting someone my size, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, it's a little kid almost, like the weight wise, right? So maybe that helps. I don't know. I get lucky. I don't know.
If someone would have told you when you were playing soccer at the University of Lethbridge that one day you'd be fighting for the PFL, would have you believed them?
No. And it's funny because when I played soccer, we would bet, like my dad would, like I'd be at, it was called Average Joe's, this pub that I'd work at, or like that was the big place to go to. So you'd be there and the UFC fights are on. I thought they were the dumbest thing ever, fighting. And the only way I could watch that is they would, like, the chocolate loonies. So my dad would buy me some so that I could bet without actually betting money. And I would bet and be like, okay, here's the chocolate loonie. I think this person's going. Why do you think that? Well, because that one's prettier than this one, or that one's sexier, or that one has a really ugly tattoo, or this one has this attitude. Like, that's how I would bet on people. And that's the only way I'd watch fighting. I thought fighting was the dumbest sport in the world. I'm like, why would you even like go fight someone on the street, like at a bar fight? Like, I don't know. And I've never punched anyone for real until I was in the cage for the first time at my amateur fight. That was the first time I even got punched ever in my life. And that's the first time I threw a punch. So no, I don't even know where this side comes from. Honestly, I apparently just have this alter ego that is psycho. I don't really know.
Absolutely. You know, one thing I think is really cool when you look at Canada, a lot of Western Canadians, it's a different type of crowd than the East Coast. It's a very blue collar, hard working type, really grit, go after what you want. But that lifestyle, that personality, do you think that kind of lend you to the fighting?
No, honestly, I think it's more the athlete side. Truly. It's like I was done soccer and then I did kickboxing class to stay in shape. And then it was more, I kind of fell in love with like the hard work that it takes and all that stuff. And then you kind of just led to, it's like, okay, well, if I train, I might as well take one fight to see if I'm good. And then it's like, well, maybe I got lucky, and I keep just thinking I get lucky and I keep just taking one more kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's just more like I want to be better than I was before, and hopefully that just keeps happening.
Absolutely. All right, Shannon, last question for me. In a perfect world, what is the outcome June 27th when you make your PFL debut against Llara Joanne?
In a perfect world, I win. I don't know how. I don't know anything, but I win. Oh, and preferably, if win or lose, I hope it's not a decision. I hate decisions. So win or lose, not a decision. Let's go with that answer.
Absolutely. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for taking time out fight week. Really excited for you. Congratulations on this great opportunity. Can't wait to watch you do your thing.
Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's it for us, Dan Carl Peruzza. She is Miss Shannon Clark making her PFL debut June 27th. She's going for the finish against Llara Joanne. Take care, fight fans. Don't miss this one.
Thank you.